Fighting for her parents, a local woman says her mom and dad have been imprisoned in their own home by their caregivers.
And she wants to know why a Macomb County judge is allowing this to happen.
Well, the 7 investigators were looking into this story. Those caregivers even called the cops on Action News.
7 investigator Heather Catallo joins us now with what she's uncovered. Heather.
Dave and Glenda, when you become someone's guardian and conservator, you have total power over that person. You can make medical, legal, and financial decisions for them. Under Michigan law, family members are given priority to become a loved one's guardian. So why would a judge give this tremendous power to total strangers?
I just want my parents back.
Marcy Mitchell says she hasn't seen her father or her stepmom in more than a month. All Marcy can do is wonder what's happening on the other side of the fence separating Barbara Delbridge and Bob Mitchell from their relatives who live right next door.
They can't get out, we can't get in, they can't take phone calls because their landline's been disconnected, their cell phones have been taken, their cars were towed away, so they're literally prisoners in their own home.
Family members say both Barb and Bob have been trying to reach for them through this 6-foot-tall privacy fence that their caregivers installed.
That's terrible. You know, like your sister. Wow.
And she's reaching for you through the fence.
Yeah. Like an animal.
So how did this happen? Back in November, Marcy says 70-year-old Barb and 72-year-old Bob were having issues with memory and dementia. That prompted Marcy to petition the Macomb County Probate Court to become her parents' guardian and conservator so she could hire full-time caregivers and make medical decisions for her dad and stepmom. But when Marcy appeared in front of Judge Catherine George, she says the judge blindsided her when the judge appointed an outside company called Caring Hearts Michigan Incorporated as guardian and conservator.
I felt belittled, like I didn't properly take care of my parents when I always thought I had. I was dumbfounded.
Caring Hearts Michigan hired a company called Executive Care and brought in multiple caregivers to stay in the home 24 hours a day. Both companies are owned by Catherine Kirk, who as guardian and conservator can bill Barb and Bob's estate that's worth about $2.7 million for all of that care. In fact, Kirk and her husband, attorney Robert Kirk, have a total of 29 companies, all registered to his Clinton Township law firm address.
It's a racket. It's money.
Family members say when they started questioning why caregivers were sleeping on the job and smoking in the home, they were barred from visiting Barbara and Bob.
A neighbor said one was outside smoking marijuana before his shift. We know one has a lengthy criminal background. And supposedly these are all bonded, background checked, insured.
The caregivers have also started calling the police a lot.
Utica 911. We're here as caregivers. The family is here insisting on coming in.
Utica police say they've been called 13 times since Caring Hearts became the guardians. The day the 7 investigators were at the home next door to interview family members, the caregivers even called the cops on us.
Are you guys leaning over the fence here?
No. Absolutely not. No. Is that what they said?
Okay, yep.
They said we were leaning over the fence?
That's correct.
After the officers left, this is who showed up.
I'm Michael Taylor. I'm an attorney for Caring Hearts and Executive Care.
Michael Taylor works for Robert Kirk's law firm, and he's also the mayor of Sterling Heights.
Why can't they see their family members?
Because they've been given them illegal drugs, illegal medication that
and what proof do you have of that?
We have incident reports filed created by the aides.
When we asked Taylor to produce visitor logs to back up those claims about medication, he refused to provide them. Marcy Mitchell says that allegation only surfaced after she sent Kathy Kirk an email in April questioning her father's medication dosage. And she denies giving her parents any drugs.
Did you?
No. No, I wasn't even there that day.
Taylor has also said in court filings that Executive Care is licensed with the state of Michigan, but state officials tell us that's not true. After the day the cops were called on us, Taylor filed this request for a restraining order against the family and is asking the judge to let them install security cameras inside and outside the home. The Mitchells' family members are fighting that, and they're also asking why Bob keeps trying to escape and why recent photos reveal bruised arms.
It's absolutely insane. It's disgusting. And it's happening right here. It's a form of trafficking, in my opinion.
Kathy Kirk refused to talk to us on camera, but Caring Hearts Michigan did release a statement to us that says, in part, prior to its appointment, Robert and Barbara were malnourished and living in dangerous and unsanitary conditions. Now Robert and Barbara are safe and healthy, living in their own home. Their safety and well-being is our only concern. We have the full statement from them at WXYZ.com. The family denies that Barb and Bob were unsafe and that the house was unsanitary. Photographs we've seen do not seem to indicate that, but again, that's what they're saying. And as soon as we started asking questions to the court about this situation, Caring Hearts is suddenly now allowing visitation for the family. They're all going to be back in court next month. Of course, we'll keep everyone updated.
And so the estate was more than $2 million.
That's according to the court records.
Do we know how much of that money is left?
With guardianships, you don't have to file the accounting for a year, so we won't know for a while how much is being spent right now, but they've got multiple caregivers in there 24/7, so a lot of money is being spent.
Really just a shame all around.
Very sad.
Yeah, Heather, thank you.
This isn't the first time questions have been raised about this Macomb County judge, by the way, and a guardianship company. Heather will have much more about that tonight after the NBA Finals. Game 1 between Golden State and Toronto. That's on Action News at 11 following the game.